common condition, and especially with working mums and those who are working in high stress jobs, as your mental stresses can add to physical stresses on the back, especially. And well, as mums, we are juggling a lot of things, right? Work, home, travel, meetings, etc. The list is endless. And back pain can sometimes be pushed into the background. However, there are some things that you can do in your everyday life without having to take out a chunk of time. And I'm going to talk about these easy, as in these 5 easy tips that you can do in your everyday life. And that should give you a bit of relief from your back pain or help you manage your back pain better. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck, and joint pains. Now, I do this by giving you simple exercises, easy lifestyle changes, tips, tricks, hacks, and some natural remedies that have, not remedies really, but non-toxic products that have worked for me in my spinal and joint pain journey. So let's get back to the topic for today, which is 5 easy tips to manage your back pain when sitting. So the very first thing is movement. So it is important, especially for those who do static prolonged sitting. What that means is they sit in a certain position for a very long period of time. Now, we're not talking uh, like hours, but it could be anything within the hour as well. Say if you start to get a little bit of tension around your back, that niggle of pain before you get a full-blown back pain, say at 15 minutes, then maybe that's your threshold, and that is when you should get up and move. So movement is very important in the sense it doesn't have to be a big movement. Say you're in a meeting or you're in a flight and you cannot get up from your plane from your seat for any reason. You could just uncross your legs. You could just shuffle around, like move around like this in your chair. So just any movement that you can do. The best is, of course, to get up, but otherwise try and move every 15 to 20 minutes, even if it's like to get a glass of water or just stand up and sit down. Some people use a standing desk for this reason. So they have an adjustable standing desk. What that means is they will put the desk in a standing position for about, say, 15 to 20 minutes, and then they will adjust it back to the sitting position, and they will alternate between standing and sitting. So that is the very first tip, that you should try and create some movement in your everyday sitting positions. Now, the other thing is that if you have an ergonomic chair, that's great, but make sure you're using it to help with your back pain. So if you have a chair with a lumbar support, that lumbar is support means, the curve of your lower back. So where your lower back has this curve, the chair is, suppose this is the chair, right? So the chair is only going to support this top part and the bottom part. This middle part of your lower back is not being supported. But if you have a chair which has a lumbar roll, basically that goes and sits into this curve, and that supports the lumbar spine in the deeper curved area. So these muscles in curved part, the maximum concavity part of your lumbar spine will also be supported. And that, of course, will either delay your back pain or will help relieve the existing back pain that you have. Now, if you don't have an ergonomic chair with a lumbar roll, you can always roll up a bath towel or a sheet and then roll it up and put it into the curve of your lower back. And yeah, so that is the lumbar roll. The third tip is always make sure that your feet are touching the floor. If you have adjusted your desk and chair to suit a certain height, or you have a certain, say you have a chair that you cannot adjust and you have adjusted everything else on the table according to your workspace, but your feet are dangling off the feet, maybe use a footstool or take a box, fill it up with old newspaper or books, or stack up some books and then put your feet on top of it. What this does is when your feet are fully supported on the floor or on that stool, the stresses don't build up that chain. So into your knees, hip, and then your lower back. Especially if you already have pre-existing lower back, this is something that has the potential to flare up your lower back pain. Okay, so the fourth point is whenever you're sitting, on whatever surface, always try and sit back. So if you're sitting into the chair, always sit back completely into the chair. So some people will sit on the edge or halfway across the seat. And then what happens is after a while, you tend to go back because your back needs that support, right? So most of us will slouch into the chair rather than leaning back with a straight back. So try not to sit on the edge or on the middle of the seat, but always sit back into the seat of your chair. Now, the last and important point, not most important, but an important point is if you have any muscular imbalances, that is, if you have weakness in the back, you feel really tired at the end of the day, you feel very weak, you cannot do certain activities, you feel that weakness in your back, it is a good idea to sort it out. Of course, that I cannot cover that in the video here, but it is also a good idea to work on your core muscles because usually people will go to the gym, go for a run, and work on the external muscles, right? The bigger muscles, but they will forget to work on the stabilizers, that is your core muscles. Now, if you don't understand how core muscles are different from your bigger muscles or how strengthening your core will help you with your back pain, you can go to my YouTube channel and have a look at the videos there. I've done quite a few videos on back pain and core muscles, and I've explained in details about the core muscles. If you cannot find my YouTube channel, you can just go to YouTube and type my name, Swati Prakash, followed by core muscles or back pain or whatever topic you want to know more in depth, right? So these are the 5 tips that I have for you. Now, if you're looking for some simple solutions to manage your back pain, now this is apart from the medical management, that is something that your doctor will help you with. But things that you can do at home, say working on your posture, working on the simple exercises to work on strengthening your back, your core muscles. I have covered all this in a free training in my community. I will leave a link in the description of this video if you want to join my community. Once you join the community, you have full free access to this, plus a couple of other trainings that I have done on posture, neck pain, ankle injuries, etc. So yeah, I hope this was useful. If you have any questions, any comments, do drop them below the video and I will address